So once you're in your WP admin dashboard, what you want to do is head over to your plugins and then add new. And then here over in the search box, you want to search for WP Travel Engine. So just type it. And you want to install this following plugin by WP Travel Engine. So head over, install it and activate it. Once it is installed and activated, the following wizard will pop up. You want to click the Let's Get Started button, and that will prompt you with the current settings. Now, obviously, you would want to set your currency in your own country, but if you're going international, I would suggest you to go with either dollars or euros. I'll keep it as it is. 1000 separator, I usually put as a comma, and then I'll hit continue. Now, the email settings are pretty much simple. If you want to, you can disable the admin notifications, but I would not recommend you to do so if you don't want to miss anything or anyone who's actually want to schedule any traveling on your website. And here, sell notification email, just put your email here, and all the emails from your website will be sent to this exact email. Now, the following thing, you have the option to enable inquiry email, from email. So let's say your sales team or yourself, you want to send your email, and that will be from somebody. As you can see here, turn this if you want to send inquiry notifications emails to customers as well. So for example, if there is a confirmation email from your website, you want to put here the email from, so the person who actually registers the traveling or books the travel on your website knows where this email is from. Or if he wants to elaborate a little more, he wants to ask more questions, this is the place to put the exact email that you want your customers to send your inquiries to. Let's head over and hit the continue button. And now we have page settings. Pretty much here, you don't have to do anything. Everything is all set up for you. It came up with all of those pages: checkout, terms and conditions, thank you, traveler information, my account, wish list, trip search. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's hit continue. Now we have payment gateway settings. Now you can set up here the book now, pay later, and the PayPal account if you have one. I would usually recommend you to set up more than one payment gateway on your website so your customers will have more options too. Now, in this tutorial, you will see that by the end of it, or around somewhere there, you will be able to see that I would suggest you or show you a little more options that you have if you buy the premium version. If you want to buy the premium version, the link will be down in the description of this video. I would enable both of them. The PayPal account, I would set up a little later, so that won't be necessary right now. And you have these payment gateways if you want Pay Here, HBL, PayPal Express, Authorize.net, and Stripe. Usually what I've seen with most of my clients, people use Stripe because it's very known and it's very secure. They're not sponsoring this video, but just to tell you the general idea. And if you want to, as I said before, you have the option to get the premium gateways that comes with the Pro version or the premium version of this plugin, but that's for a little later. Great. Once you're done setting up both of those options or one of them, you want to click the continue button. Your site is ready. But a few more things we have to still set up here. We can create your trip. Let's click here. It will take us to the trips and to a new trip. But before we do so, what I want us to do is first of all, set up a new theme, because currently the themes that I'm on is Hello Elementor. Yes, you can customize this website, and everything here that you would see in this tutorial is completely free for now. If you want to, as I mentioned before, you can purchase the premium version and that will give you premium features, as the name suggests, premium. So for this tutorial, I want to search for a new theme and install it. I'll head over and add new. And then here you want to search for travel agency theme. That's what I will go with. Obviously, you have a little more options that goes with this plugin. And if you want to see all of them and not only what I'm showing in this tutorial, you can go to WP Travel Engine and then under themes. And then right over here, you'll see all the themes that completely goes with this plugin. Now, you can see here that we have Travel Mooney Pro, Travel Monster Pro, Travel Booking Pro. You can see everything is on travel, but I will go with the travel agency as I mentioned before. So let's head over to appearance and then themes and then add new theme, and over here, travel agency. it will be this one with the little tents in the nature. So head over, install, and activate it. Once the theme is installed, what you want to do is you'll see here there is a little notification here. This theme recommends the following plugins, and you want to install some of them. I won't install the Contact Form 7, but I will install the Rara one-click demo import and travel agency companion. So hit the begin install plugins, and you want to select both of these. Under here, under bulk actions, you want to hit install and then apply. Once it is done, you want to hit the return to required plugin installer. Over here, I want to activate both of these. Now, the reason why I don't want to install and activate the Contact Form 7 is basically my own preference. If you want to go ahead, by all means, go install and activate it if you don't have it already on your website. But I just don't want to because I have Elementor and I'm going to use the Elementor and Elementor Pro forms. Next up, what we're going to do is we're going to install the demo importer for this website. So that means it will get you all the basic trips, travels, and so forth on your website, just so you get the general idea what it is all about. Of course, we're going to go over on all of them in this tutorial, so bear with me. So let's head over to Rara demo import right under the appearance. And here you have the prerequisites, or some of the things that you have to make sure that your server does comply with these. For example, maximum execution time, 360, memory limit, post max size, upload file size, and so forth. Just make sure that these ones are done. If you don't know how to do that, please head over to your hosting provider and ask them to increase those options if you do have that option. So let's head over to a demo import. You want to go to the first step and then download the demo file from the theme documentation page. So I'll open it in a new tab and we'll head over there together. Over here, you want to choose the exact theme that we're currently on, or whatever your theme you choose to. So I'll scroll a little bit to the bottom here until I see the travel agency documentation for this theme that I'm using right now. And here, what you want to do is head over to the search box and then just type demo, hit enter, and that will bring you to this page. Now, how to import demo content, you want to click this first title here, and then over here, scroll a little bit down, and then you'll see the download travel agency demo file. So head over, download it, and then upload it to your website. Once you've downloaded it and you want to upload your file, what you want to do is just drag and drop it into this box or just choose file. And then once you click the install now, it will prompt you with the following page. So here you want to click the import demo now button and then just give it a few minutes and then it will install everything on the demo. And then I'll walk you through how you can change all those things on the website. So hit the import demo button and I'll see you in a few minutes. Once it is done, you will be prompted with this notice, complete successfully. The process has finished. And now check the front page. Let's do that. And let's see what we're greeted with. We'll see here Flores tutorials. We can change that. And you can see here we have our destination, activities, trip types, about, blog, pages, contact, and so forth. Again, everything here is fully customizable. If we scroll a little bit down, you can see here that we have two search forms. So the first one, you can search by words, and then the search trip, you can search by destinations. Here you have a little drop down at London, India, Nepal, and so forth. And then we have by activities, and you have by duration and by budget. Once you set it up here, you can hit the search button. And here you have the title, you have some text here, you have the view more, and you have this little image here. Now we scroll a little bit to the bottom here, we have the adventure activities, we have all these activities, and when you hover each image, you can be redirected to the hiking, for example, or if it's cycling, skiing, and whitewater rafting. Now, if we scroll a little bit to the bottom here, we have our bestseller packages. If we have by Greece tour, we have Pokhara, Nepal, I hope I pronounced it correctly, for 15 days, 8 days. As you can see here, it has this little clock icon with the days noted here. And here we have the Everest base camp trek, also here noted. And here, I know this is not the final text, just bear that in mind, because here you can see that if you want to customize everything here, you just go to appearance, customize, homepage settings, and bestseller packages for this exact section. Now, if we scroll a little bit more to the bottom here, we have why book with us. So this is the place where you want to just show your customers why they would need to prefer you over, for example, your competitors or any other agency. So here is the place where you can elaborate and tell a little bit more of yourself, what you give more, or what is your best highlights for your agency. If we scroll a little bit to the bottom, we have featured trips. You can see here it's packed with just showcasing what types of trips you have on your website. Like restore, again, it's noting here that it's 8 days and it's in Prague. That's pretty much it. Everything is customizable. You can customize it as the same as in the above section here. And as you can see here, we have appearance, customize homepage settings, and feature section. And if we scroll a little bit to the bottom, we can see here our stats counter. As you can see here, again, you can change the icons, you can change the numbers, you can change the title over here. And as you can see here, it also tells you where you can do that. And we're going to do that together just a little later. And then if we scroll a little bit more to the bottom, we have deals and discounts. If you want to showcase some deals or discounts that you have currently right now on your website, so you can show them right over here. And if we scroll a little bit more to the bottom, we have get ready. If you want to have some packages on your website and you want to show them here, so this is the place that you want to connect here to browse packages. We have our latest articles. If you want to tell your customers a little bit more on your trips or any type of other activities that you have on your website, just to tell a little bit more on the place or the trip, that could help you with SEO as well. So these are the articles, the footer. Here, the same thing applies. You can also customize it through the appearance and then the menus, and I'll go over with you on it. As you can see here, you have also the person who wrote it. As you can see here, ECWP for you. You have one comment, and then we have our title, when it was published, and then we have our text or excerpt for this post. So let's head over back to our backend. So first of all, a few things changed. We have the WP Travel Engine booking summary. So this is the summary where you can see everything at a glance. What I mean by that is you have the number of bookings, booking value, payment received, number of bookings today. This is for the current month, by day, all time, and last month. And I have new customers. You can see your stats if it's up or down. That's very important to look up for it. I have the view all bookings. I won't go over with you on it, but just bear in mind that you have that in a glance here under the dashboard tab. Let's head over to our trips and see what do we have over there. Currently, we'll have all these ones that were imported with the Rara importer. I hope I pronounced it correctly, but this is where all these trips were imported from, just so you won't be surprised where all these came from. So you have the Greece tour, you have the best tour of the year, Rocky Mountain vacations, Dolpo trekking, I hope I pronounced it correctly, and you have the destination, activities, trip type, and difficulty, trip tag, and so forth. Now, why I'm showing this? Because first of all, these things were imported into your website, and it's very important that you know what was imported to your website. Now, each one of them, you can edit them. As you can see here, when I hover each one of them, you can edit them as each post on your website, and they actually act like posts. What I mean by that? So for example, you want to edit the Greece tour. So let's edit it, and you'll be able to see here that a few things just kind of changed here. You have a little bit more options here with the WP Travel Engine. So what do I mean by that? We have here the content here. You can see here that we have a few more tabs appear over here. And if you scroll to the bottom, you have here a little bit more options. So let's go over on this together. So over in the trip code, you can set here your unique code for this trip if you want to. And it doesn't have to be like this. It can be in numbers, it can be in letters, whatever it is comfortable for you. So the duration is by 8 days, and you can say here by hours or days. It depends on your own preferences and the trip that you set up on your website. Also the nights, obviously the nights will be lower than the days. Obviously you slip, or the days will be longer than the nights themselves. So next up, we have the enable cutoff time. So the enable cutoff time, what that means is that you can set the minimum time before the person can choose or book the trip itself. So for example, let's do 5 days, or so you'll be able to prepare everything, or the person who does the trip or wherever that trip is in or happening. So you want to enable the crew to prepare themselves for the trip, so they'll be able to see that everything is prepared and everything is ready. So you can set it right over here. You can set up the set a minimum or maximum age. For example, you don't want the kids to be over on this trip where it's the Greece tour. For example, you want to have it only adults. So for example, you want to 18 and above, and then 99. You have that option, just so you know. If you want to, or you don't want that, you can just disable it altogether. Set minimum and maximum participants. So for example, you want to minimum group of 5 people, and and then maximum to 15 if you want to, and then save and continue. So next up, we have the date and price. So over here, some of these options would be on the free version and some of them would be in the premium version. Every time there is something on the premium version, you will see the little prompt or the message here that it will tell you this is part of the payment extension. So just bear that in mind. For now, I'm going over with you only on the free version, and the premium version, you can purchase it on your own time and see how many add-ons you get with it. You get a lot of them. So for now, let's continue with our packages. So you can add a new package over here and you can name it, for example, adults, let's say. Once you named it, you want to add it and set the pricing and dates. So hit this one, you have the adult and child. So in this part, we want only the adults. So for example, let's do 150 and you can set it per person or per group. And then you have the enable sale if you want to, you have minimum and maximum. And here you have again the paid version option. So we set up the adults, we have the dates. Also, this is for the premium version, and then the general, also you have the short description for this pricing if you want to. So after you're done with it, just hit the button save and close, and then you're done. If you want to, you have the option to add more packages. It depends on your choice. So continue, and then trip description. So this is the overview, or this is the title of this trip. And then you have some trip description that goes right over here, and it acts like a text. If you're familiar with post on WordPress, this is the exact same option. And again, there's nothing to be afraid of. It's just, or very similar. If you're familiar with Word or Docs and Google Docs, it's very similar to that. So just don't click text, because then it will show you this. Sometimes you'll see some HTML in here. So don't do that. Just go into visual, and then it will be much simpler for you. Next thing we have here, the trip highlights. For example, if you want to highlight some things and you want to add the trip highlights, so that is where you want to add it. And then once you're done, save and continue. Here it prompts me that I don't have any. So I can also delete it if I don't want to. Just click the trash can here, and then yes, I want to delete it, and then save and continue. Next up, we have the itinerary. So the itinerary is basically the days that each day you're going to do something different. Obviously, you're not going to a trip to do the same thing over and over and again. We're not going to work, we're going for leisure or just to relax from our normal daily lives. So now we have here some things that we're going to do on the first day, some sort of description, second day, title of it, some sort of description, third day, the same thing. You get the point. Here you have 7 days, and then all the description that your customers gonna do on each day of the trip. You can go and fill it up as you wish to. Once you're done, just hit the save and continue button. So next up, we have the include and exclude. So for example, what things are included in the cost of the trip? For example, the trip cost includes, so we have a pickup and drop off service from the airport. You have breakfast, lunch, dinner, a cup of coffee, tea, and so forth. This is the list of services that are included, and then costs excludes. So for example, there are things that are not included in this trip, like visa charges, hotel expenses, your travel and medical insurance, personal express such as shopping, bar bills, hot shower, telephone, laundry, and so forth. You get the idea. So basically, this is the place to show your customers what is included on your trip and what is excluded, so they will be ready to know what they're set up for. So once that is done, save and continue. The next thing that we have is trip info. So the trip info here section is what it's going to do is just going to create a little box. Right, if we're going to the gray store, it will just create a little box just like that, but gray, and will tell a little prompt or just a few things so the person will understand what is happening in the gray store. So just some sort of introduction to what is going to happen in the trip. If you want to, you can use the shortcode for that in the theme itself, or if you're using Elementor or any other page builder, you can use it over there and then it will display it. Or you can use this snippet of the PHP echo and then it will display that too. Here we have trip info selection. If we have, let's say meals, if we have accommodation, admission fee, for example, let's go with meals. Let's add a fact. And we have breakfast and dinner. If you want to, you can add that. You have admission fee. There is no arrival city, moderate, and then accommodation 1 to 12 people. You can just delete it if you don't want that. And then once you're done with it, just save and continue. So next up, we have the gallery. So inside the gallery here, you can add as many images if you want to for that trip. trip that you're setting up. For that matter, we have some random images, and it is simple as just clicking the add new image and then selecting the image, whether it's from your library or just uploading it onto your website and then just choosing it. So we have a few images. If you want to, you can delete them. You can just switch them between anything else. Let's do that, for example, and then it will switch between those images. And if you want to, you can add also a video. If you want to show a little more what is going to happen, if you have a promo video, that is a good place to put it over here. So you enable it, you put the URL, then add video, and it will show you the thumbnail of the video, and you're done. Once that is done, again, as I said before, inside the trip info, the same thing applies over here. You can just put or copy paste this shortcode and then paste it wherever you want to. If you're using a page builder, there you go, there you have it. Now, once you're done with it, just save and continue, and then it will continue to the map. If you have an image of your map, that is better, because then it will show your customers where things are going to happen. If it's a big map, if it's a small map, or if it's a small place, then you'll be able to see how many things you're going to travel all over the place. That is a good thing to show here. So we have the section title, and those sections, it's not so visible when you're over here in the back end, but in the front end, if you switch over here, it will be right over here under overview, itinerary. As you can see here, we have day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and then we have the cost. As you can see here, the trip cost includes, as I went over, the trip cost includes and cost excludes. And then we have the FAQs, the frequently asked questions, that you can totally customize here, as we'll see just in a minute. Let's hop back to our backend right over here. So right under the map, let's do trip map. And then you upload the image and then map iframe if you have an iframe. And then you can also copy it or copy the PHP function. Then save and continue. Now it will work, but one thing that I forgot to tell you is that you must include an image or map iframe code in order to show it in the front end. So for example, I'll head over and just put a random image. Let's do this one and then upload image and then hit update. So scroll a little bit to the bottom and then we have the map section over here. Trip map, and then we have our image for that matter. Now let's head over back over here. I can delete it completely. Yes, I want to delete it, and then I'll hit update, and let's head over to our frequently asked questions. As you can see here, again, you can customize everything, you can add more, you can totally delete all of them if you want to, and add frequently asked questions. As you can see here, you have the title here and the description right over here. So save and continue once you're done with it, and you have file downloads. So file downloads are some brochures, some things, or explaining a little bit on the trip, what are the things that are being included, not included. You can do whatever you want here. It's just a file for your customer to download, so he'll be prepared. Or for example, you want to tell him some things that he will have to bear in mind when he comes there. For example, if it's too hot over there, or he has to bring some swimming suits if he's going to go to the pool, or if there will be a sea over there and he can go. So things like that, just bear in mind that you can upload here the files and then the customer will be able to download them once he wants to. Once it is done, we have continue button. Next up, we have extra services. These extra services are for the customer if he wants to upgrade. For example, if you're going on a flight, if you want to business class, or you want to go to the first class. So things like that, just bear that in mind. This is also in the add-on of this plugin. So again, it's a premium add-on. Once you're done with setting up your trip, just hit update or publish. Again, we're working on an existing trip just so you'll be able to be familiarized with what is all about or what is happening in here. You have here some tabs here. For example, the destination, we have Paris or Prague. We have here the activities. It's going to be kayaking and river rafting. And then we have the trip type. It is going to be a budget travel, child friendly, culture, dog friendly, homestay, nature walk, volunteer trips, and weekend trips. I'm going to remove the child friendly because we want only adults on this trip if you want to. And then you have the difficulty. If you want to, you can do that as easy or medium for that matter. And we have tags. If you want to, you can add some tags here. And then the featured image for this trip would be this beautiful image. And you can also add excerpt if you want. Once you're done with it, let's preview the trip just by clicking this button, and it will preview the trip on the front end. As you can see here, it's 8 days. It starts from $150 for an adult, and here you can check the availability. If you want to, it will pop up with this exact pop-up, and you'll be able to see here a little calendar over here on January 2024, and then package type and so forth. If you want to, you can choose one of them. Let's say I want to on the 18th of this month and continue. I want to check not only myself, I want to check me and my fiance, and then it will cost me $300. And once that is set up, you can proceed to the checkout. We'll visit it in a little later. Now that this is done, you'll be able to see here everything is here. The price, days, the name of the trip, the gallery, description that we can see over here, and then our tabs here, the overview, itinerary, cost, frequently asked questions, and map if you have them. Then we have some additional posts, or in that matter, additional trips that your customer might be able to be interested in. And then if you scroll to the bottom, you can see here that we have this form for this trip, that this trip is pre-filled here, the trip name. So if the person is filling up this form and he has some questions, this trip is already pre-filled, so you won't have to guess what trip he's actually talking about. Choose the country, enter a number of adults and so forth. He can tell you everything all about here, and then you'll be able to send it to you. Yes, and then send an email and so forth. And then you have related trips you might be interested in. That is great. Why? Because these things, for example, if the person doesn't like or have some things that he prefers to be included in the trip, or he wants another trip but just with a little bit more conditions. For example, he sees that this is with the sea included and he doesn't want to, he wants to climb the mountains, so this is a guest, so he can have, for this example, there is Everest base camp track if he wants to travel the mountains, so he have that option too. And then he can just view the details and it will take him to the next trip or this exact trip that he chose to. So that is great. We just edited our existing trip, but what more things that you can do here is we can add more things to what we already have. So what do I mean by that? Let's head over back to our backend and I'll show you what I mean. So let's head over back to our edit trip, and then let's exit it by clicking this view posts or this little icon over here. As you can see here, we have all our trips under the trips, and you can see here all of the trips that we have on our website, and we have the destination, activities, types, and so forth. So what are these even? So all of these you can see right over here. We have the destinations right over here. We have activities right over here. We have the trip type right over here, difficulty, and tags right over here. All of these you can customize, you can edit them. For example, you go to the destinations and right over here you can edit them. So these act like taxonomies. If you're familiar with taxonomies, advanced custom fields and so forth, these kind of like the same concept. So we have the destination here. So we have the name of the destination, the description, the slug itself, count how many of them we have. We have the thumbnail, the term ID. You can edit them. You can add the name, the slug, the parent destination if it's, for example, it's in Japan, or Japan has the, I don't know, Akihabara Street if you want to, London or India, Maldives, and so forth. So all of these can be under a parent if you want that. And then description of it, the image of it, which is this, and the short description, which goes out over here. So the same thing goes to the activities. We have culture tours, hiking, jungle safari, kayaking. Again, you can add here all of these destination, activities, trip type, and difficulty tags will be displayed under the single trip. Once you add your trip, it will be displayed over there. As you can see here, that is actually repeating itself. So destination and activities are pretty much similar, and the same thing goes to the trip type. Again, this is the name, slug, parent type, description, image, and so forth. And then difficulty, whether it's easy, extreme, hard, or medium. That is it. Now we have the tags, if it's a group tour, if it's a guided tour, or it's a private tour. And you have the description and the slug itself. One more thing in here that you can do is add a custom filter. What I mean by custom filters is you basically add a custom taxonomy. Let's head over there and add a new one. Custom filter, then filter category filter or category slug. So let's add a new category. For that matter, it will be available vehicles for the trip. And then let's do that also. Let's do that as our slug. And then usually slugs have the n dash. And then let's turn that into lowercase, and then let's add new filter, and then you'll be able to see that we have our new label, and then we have our slug, and then it's not hierarchical, but once you head over to this section over here, we have available vehicles. So let's open that up, and then for example, let's do car, then we have some description, or let's do a bike, and we edit. Let's only add the car and the bike. And now when we go to trips, let's hold it over back to our Greece tour and let's edit it again. And then I'll show you what I mean by that. So yes, and now if you will be able to see here, we have the available vehicles right over here. If we open that up, it is added as a new tag. Now these tags can be also as checkpoints. So if you go back here to the custom filters right over here, and then you'll add this up, let's edit it. And then you'll be able to see here that is hierarchical. yes, let's open it as hierarchical, but because otherwise it's going to be tags. Then update filter, and then let's go to our trips again, and then let's go to our restore and edit it, and now it's gonna be bike or car. So this is how you fix it if it's by any chance it was messed up or something like that. So you can edit it like so. Let's enable the car and bike, and let's update it. So now it's part of the things or part of the options that you have for your customers inside this trip. Once you're done with it, I just wanted to show you how you can customize, as I promised you in the beginning of this tutorial, how you can customize everything on the front page. So let's head over there and I'll show you some things that you can customize. And once you're in your main page, what you want to do here, let's go to our destination here and let's go to Paris, and then let's search for Paris, and then we'll be able to see here our restore. This is one of the things that it is cool about it, is you can see here the price here. So let's say I want to go to another destination. Let's do London, for example. Let's search for it, and then it doesn't show you anything because for now there is no price set for it because we have only one trip that we set it up so far. So there is one thing to keep in mind. If the trip doesn't have any cost for it yet, it won't show in the search results. Now that we're done with it, if you want to edit everything on the front page, what you want to do is head over to the customize button right here on the top left hand corner of your screen, right on this top bar. Just hit customize, and then it will prompt you with the following screen. Yes, I just want to delete this. So as you can see here, pretty much everything is customizable. Everything that has this little pencil icon over here can be fully customizable. So the simplest way that I can explain it to you, just click it and then it will lead you to this exact edit option. So for example, you want to change the logo for something else. So let's load more. Let's put something like this icon. Yes, I want to cut it up right here, and then you'll be able to see here flow tutorials, and then we have our new logo. So you can also change the site title, for example, easy WP for you, and the tagline, let's do something like the easy way to book trips worldwide, and you can enable it or disable it. So for example, I just want to disable it, and it just will show only the logo without the site title or the tagline, and I can enable it back, and then it will show you here, and once you hover it, you can see that it's changing color. And then also you can change the little icon over here if you wish to. So once it is done, you can just hit publish, and the same thing if you want to edit the menu over here. So let's say I want to choose a different menu over here. So what I want to do is head over to my dashboard, and then under appearance, let's go to menus, and under the menus, you'll be able to see here that we have a footer menu, we have the footer menu 2, footer menu 3, primary, which is right now, if we select it, we're able to see all the menu here, the menu items, the sub items, and so forth, and you can edit them or delete them completely if you want to. Everything is fully customizable. You can create a new menu and then set it up to be here. Just choose it from this drop down, and then you're ready to go. So next up, you can also customize all that. So I think you get the point here. Everything here with this pencil icon can be customizable. So for example, if you want to change the phone number, let's say I want to put the phone number of the business, you just change it to the number that you want to. As you can see right here, I just changed this and it just appeared right over here. And then call us, we are open 24/7. Or for example, you want to put something else 24/6 if you want to take a day off on your website or for any reason. So it will see here, it just changes it, as you can see here. So the same thing applies with the image and the title or the hero section that we have right here on our website. So you can change the current header if you want to. So for example, you can hide it if you want to completely, and it will be not so beautiful. So let's add this image back here. So let's edit right what it was here. Right, yeah, let's crop the image, and then it will show up right over here. You can see here randomize upload headers. If you want to, one time it will show this image and the other time will show this image. You have that option, and then you have the title here. So find your best holiday, or for example, let's do something like that. And then you can also have the subtitle also completely customizable to your own needs. I'll keep it right now as it is. Next up, what you can do is also edit the search. In other words, you can enable it or disable it. So for example, if I uncheck this box, it will completely erase it from here, or you can edit it here when you enable the checkbox. Next up, we have our title here. Again, you can customize all the title here. As you can see here, you can totally erase it. The same thing here, and the view more, and then the link can also be customized. Also here we have our image, which is this image. For example, if I want to erase that completely and I don't want to show that over here, if I erase it, you can see here it only shows the title and then the description and then the button. So let's bring it back here. Let's hit publish, and then we'll be able to see our image again right over here. So if we scroll a little bit to the bottom here, again, you can customize here the title of this section and then the description of this section and then the background image. So you get the point here that where everything is customizable, you just have to get into this section, which is pretty much easier when you scroll on the same page that you want to edit it. Rather, if you go back here and then try to find the exact section that you want to, general, SEO settings, logo and header, which is pretty much explanatory by itself, but it's much easier when you scroll on the same page and then you edit everything as you go. So once you're done with it, you can scroll a little bit to the bottom over here under the background image, and then you have the add adventures. So for example, you want to change the white water rafting to mountain hiking. I know there is hiking over here, but let's say I want to change it to mountain hiking. And then I want to put another thumbnail here, so I can change the image right over here and then choose where that image was. Let's put this beautiful image, select and crop. Yeah, I want to crop right over here and then crop the image, and then you'll be able to see that it crops it in mountain hiking. I think it's a beautiful image. Then just change the link and the description of the mountain hiking. I think you get the point here. So each one of them is fully customizable. However you want to add adventures, just head over there, just change the title, the description, the link and the image, and then it will just show it to you completely as you can see right here. So let's continue with the next section. So we have our bestseller packages right over here. So we have the section title, section description. You can enable the bestseller demo content if you set anything under the bestseller category. Let's choose something for a bestseller category. Let's choose the, why not? Yeah, let's do hiking. Then we'll be able to see here the hiking is just transformed into this. As you can see here, we can also scroll between all of them. And these are the images that are connected to this best tour of the year as under hiking. These are all customizable. You can totally change them. For example, you can change it from hiking to paragliding, and then we'll change it to paragliding. And again, these are the images for the paragliding. Next up, as you can see here, we can also change the view all URL. This URL is connected to this button. And here we have this little badge here with the price of the restore because we've set it up the price before. So next up, we have our why book with us. So here we can customize again the title, the description, and the image right behind it. And we can add or edit each and one of these highlights. So for example, TripAdvisor multiple awards winning, it is this one. So you just open that up. Then we have an icon, which is the check icon, as you can see here. And if you want to check all the icons that we have, these will be down in the description of this video. And the title is also here, description here, and the link if you want to set it up here for a specific page here where all the TripAdvisor award winning are set up in a single page. So the same thing applies here. If you want to add a new point, you can edit it here and then it will display under a new point. Right now I don't have any, so just bear that in mind. You can add or delete some of these points if you wish to. So for that example, I will just remove it. And then if you scroll a little bit down here, we have the featured trips here. Again, you can edit the title, edit the description. You can also enable or disable the featured demo content or choose the trip from. So let's do featured trip category and let's edit this one. And here you'll be able to see here that it's changed. Now you have here the kayaking, or you can choose another one. Let's do hiking, and then it will change all the images here. And you can see here we have 6 trip, which if we go or revert back to, if we uncheck this button over here, let's change the trip category here. Let's do something like paragliding. And then you'll be able to see here we have 6 posts, and this is the number of trips that we have here. So you can set it to 3 if you want to. As you can see right now, it changed to 3. It just remove the 3 on the bottom. Then we have the option to edit the button title, for example, more details. As you can see here, I just changed the title here and I changed it also over here. And view all trips. As you can see here, we have the button here and the same thing will apply over here. If we scroll a little bit more to the bottom here, we have the stats counter. As we can see here, again, change the title, description, background. Then we have the number of customers. So let's say here I have more customers than 859. Let's say I have 1,481 customers. And then you'll be able to see here it changes automatically. And you can also set here the icon that corresponds to this one. And then then the title, same thing applies over here. This is the number of customers. So for example, number of, let's do happy customers, number of happy customers, we have 1,881. Then number of trips, trip types, travel with bus. Again, I think you get the idea. So let's scroll a little bit to the bottom, and here again we have the section title, we have the section description, and here also deal post 1, a Lang Tang track, and we can change it to something else. Let's do Telicho Lake track. As you can see here, deal 2, which is the little parrot here. I love this one. And then the Eiffel Tower. Let's keep it as it is. And again, you can change each one of them. So again, we have the read more label here. You can change the read more or book now. For example, I want to add an exclamation mark. As you can see here, it's added here and it's right there. So just so you get the point here. So everything here is completely free. All what I've showed you up till this point is completely free. And I'll show you in a few minutes what you get with the premium version. For now, you have the view all label, which is controlling this title here, and then view all URL. And then at the bottom here, we have the get ready, and then we added here the title, description, and then browse packages if we have some packages that we've set it up on our website. Then read more link, again, a link to all the packages page right over there. Then the background image also right over here. And then latest articles, if you have any articles on your website, which I will highly recommend you to do so, can help you with SEO and bring more customers to your website and book your trips. The same thing applies here. We have the latest articles title, for example, articles you might like. Then here we have the description and then view all label, as we can see here, and that's pretty much here. And then we have the footer here, which is contact info. If you want to change the contact info, it's very simple. You just add here the information here, add the email, and then the address. As you can see here, we have add another widget. For example, let's do something like an image. Let's add this one, then add to widget, and then be able to see it will display right underneath it. Yeah, if you want to, you can do that. For example, you can be the CEO or the place where your agency is. Then also you can edit the copyrights right over here, set it to the copyrights that are relevant to your website. And then once you're done, just hit publish. Next up, I want to make a simulation of me booking a trip on the website. So let's go and find a trip that I want to. Let's go with our Greece tour. So let's head over there. This is the only one currently right now on the website that I can actually book because it has the price itself on the website. Then check availability. Let's do, for example, I want on the 19th of this month. Yes, I want the package of adults. Yes, travelers. Yeah, and then yeah, I'll hit continue. And then I want me and my fiance, and then proceed to checkout. Okay, number of travelers should be at least 5. As you can see here, it prompts us because we set it up before as we want 5 of us. So let's add our parents. Let's do 5, and then it will cost us $750. Okay, fine. We haven't had a trip for quite a long time, so I think they do deserve it. So here we have our checkout. So as you can see here, we have selected date, travelers, and then we have billing details. So as you can see here, we have this little track bar or this progress bar along the top underneath the checkout title. As you can see here, we have our coupons if you have any coupons that you want to enable your customers to, and then if you don't have any, so be it. And then we have 5 adults, $750, subtotal, and then total 750. Then Greece tour, then I have a trip code as we've seen on the trip edit page. As you can see here, we have the starting date and January 19, 2024. And then billing details, first name, last name, email, address, city, country, and so forth. And then we have book now, pay later. And then we have PayPal, as we haven't set it up this yet, but once you set it up, then you have book now. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Before we wrap up, I wanted to show you all the premium add-ons that I was talking about throughout this tutorial. Let's jump over to the WP Travel Engine website. Once you're logged in your account under the WP Travel Engine and their website, you want to go over to add-ons, and right over in the add-ons, what you see here, you have it selected by categories. We have all the add-ons, automations, conversions, lead capture, marketing, payment gateways, upsells, and user experience. Each one of them, if you want to, you can go and see here all of them, load more, and you can see here trip embedder, you have the form editor, you have itinerary downloader, email customizer. I think I will download this one because usually I would love to. You downloaded it and you have the current version and the view documentation right there. So downloaded it. And let's say you want to add some social proof. So head over there and then view details, and the same thing will apply. Download the plugin and then you have the documentation if you need to. So I will download it. One more thing that I want to download for this website is TripFix starting dates countdown, and then file downloads, and then currency converter. One more add-on that I want to add here is the partial payment, which I'm gonna add on here. And yeah, I think that should be it. So I'll download all of these ones and then we'll hop up back over to our website, and then I'll show you how to install all of them. When I'm back here in my dashboard, so what I want to do here, or what you want to do here, is head over to your plugins and then add new, and then upload all the plugins that you've just downloaded from your premium subscription. I went over and installed all the plugins. As we'll be able to see here under the plugins, we'll be able to see that we have a little bit more plugins that we had before. We had the WP Travel Engine, all of these ones under the partial payment, social proof, email customizer, currency converter, and so forth. Before we continue, what we do have to do is enable our license. And in order to do so, what we'll have to do is head over to WP Travel Engine and then under the plugin license. Under here, we'll have to add our license, which we'll be able to find under my account over in the WP Travel Engine website. So let's head over there. It's this right over here under the items, ID, and then we have our item here, which is inactive currently right now. And then you just copy it, copy or Control C, and then head over back to your website, and then currency converter, you just paste Control V, and same thing will apply to the last one. Once you're done, just hit save changes, and then it will activate all those plugins. But before that, we have to activate our license, and then activate our license, activate our license, activate our license. You get the point. It will activate the license and we'll be able to use the plugin itself. And we'll be greeted with this little pop-up or this little notification right over here on the top right hand corner of your website. Activate it, and then the same thing. Let's just save changes just to be sure that it is all active, but you'll be able to see here that it is also here. Your license key for currency converter add-on is active on your site, or on this site in this matter. So what changed here in general? So what do we have here? We have here under the WP Travel Engine, we have our social proof and we have our email customizer. And when we go there, it's kind of similar to what we have in our WooCommerce. If you're familiar with WooCommerce, the same thing here. You can change all those values, email address. You can change it to your own language if you want. You can translate that. Powered by, for example, if you want to powered by, or all rights reserved, or whatever you want to, and everything here is customizable to your own needs. That is how powerful that is. Social proof is something like, if you've seen on some of the websites, you have this little pop-up on the right or right on the left where it shows how many people are bought this or viewing this. So this little upsell feature that you have on some of the websites. So you can add new notification. As you can see here, the notification, trip booking notification, trip review notification, trip inquiry notification. So for example, trip booking notification, you hit next, then you have the design, whether it's going to be with this design, this one, or this one. I usually like it when it's a little bit more rounded than it's here. Then you hit next, and then you have content editing. For example, it's the full name, made booking of trip. All these modulo or percent signs are just to indicate that this is a variable. So these are changed or changeable names. So this will be displayed depending on different parameters. So trip name, time, and first name will be changed. It is a dynamic value. You have the option to customize it differently than what it is here, and just hit next, and display settings. It will be on all trips, everywhere, and everyone. So for example, you want to only for logged in users or only on selected trips. So here you can select, for example, the Dolpo tracking, or for example, the Greece tour, and then again, Lang Tang Trek. One day I'll get it right. Show on everyone, or a single trip page, or yeah, let's show it everywhere. Yeah, let's hit next, and then it will be published. So if you want to change the currency, as you can see here, you want to head over to the dashboard, and under the WP Travel Engine, you want to head over to the settings, and under the settings here, you can customize whatever you want to here. You can totally head over and change all the settings here, but just make sure you know what you're doing here. So let's head over to our extensions, and under the currency converter, you can see here we have the enable currency converter, enable sticky currency switcher. If you want to, this is what we have right now. Show currency converter before booking calendar, and then we have currency converter title, then the API key if you have one, then the currencies, and then you have the option to add currencies as you wish to. One more option here, we have the file downloads, we have the general settings, we have the file download header text, and the file download header description, and so forth. I think you get the idea here. And the file downloader, if you have any files here, so you want to upload to your website, and then they will be visible to your customers. And then partial payment, the same thing here. Partial payments plugins enabled if you want to, if it will be 100% or under an amount that you set up before. So the person will be able to purchase or just pay part of the trip, and then we'll be able to pay the other part a little later. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I really hope you liked this video. All the links that I mentioned in this video will be down in the description below this video, as well as the link to purchase the premium version of this plugin. Telling you honestly, I think it's a great plugin. Even the free version is awesome, and the premium version just add up more to what we've seen so far. And the Elementor is, if you're familiar with it, you can build the whole website with Elementor. Just copy and paste all these shortcodes that you've seen in this tutorial, and you'll be able to make a great website just with this. I really hope you like this video, and if you like it, I really hope you leave a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe so you won't miss any video that I post on this channel, whether it's going to be on WooCommerce, Elementor, or WordPress. As usual, I'll be seeing you in the next one.